father who has spent 18 years on the front line as a Detroit firefighter. Her mother is a Detroit police officer for 25 years. They've been on the front line and they've served with honor and integrity, and they did not deserve to lose their child to this virus. Nobody does.
That was the governor of Michigan discussing how this coronavirus has now claimed one of its youngest victims over this past weekend, 5-year-old Skylar Herbert, the first child in Michigan to die from COVID-19 complications, this tragedy affecting the entire community.
We miss everything, just everything about her.
The 5-year-old, who loved stuffed animals and one day wanted to be a pediatric dentist, spent nearly 2 weeks on a ventilator. She developed a rare form of meningitis, a complication of COVID, before dying on Sunday.
At first, we got the reading that this was strep throat. Virus, the COVID virus never entered our minds until she got tested.
Skylar's mom is an officer with the Detroit Police Department, and that is a place that has also been especially hard hit. Let me give you the basics. Out of the personnel staff of about 2,800, 273 members of the force testing positive. Over 1,000 are quarantined at various points. In Michigan, overall, African Americans make up 40% of COVID deaths. That's despite only being 12% or 14% or so of the population. We're joined now by Detroit Police Chief James Craig. We should note he also tested positive for the virus in March. Chief, thank you for joining us. This is hitting, obviously, you, your force,
yes,
the community. Let me just start with how are y'all doing, considering?
You know what? As it relates to me, I'm doing much better. As you pointed out at the beginning of this segment, tragic loss of Skylar. Certainly her mom and dad, Detroit's finest, out serving and protecting. But, they were battling this vicious disease as well while caring for their daughter. So it's a tragedy. And I was just reflecting today on how many members of this department I've had to call over the last 72 hours because they lost a loved one, parents, grandparents to COVID. And then not to mention the many officers that have been ill in the hospitals, at home, fighting to recover from this deadly disease. So it's been a very challenging journey, but we're moving in the right direction. In fact, one of the things that is some good news, I got to applaud our Mayor Mike Duggan for really going out and getting the rapid testing here in Detroit, initially for first responders. It was a point where we had in excess of 500-600 people quarantined. Today, 892 have been restored because of that rapid testing. I mean, even when I was cleared, I went in, got tested, and within 10, 15 minutes, I was negative. So that's the great news. When I got tested with a positive finding, it took 24 hours. So it's been a journey, but I really got to take my hat off these brave men and women who go out each and every day to fight this unknown enemy. And believe me,
people are fighting it. Sir, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm good.
Well, where I come from, if someone says, believe me, you want to hear what they're about to say.
Yeah, well, believe me.
Believe me. Yes, sir.
Believe me, when I think about my own career, now 43 years, lion's share of my career was in Los Angeles, and it's no secret, earthquakes, civil unrest following Rodney King, just to name a few. And then having served as police chief in the cities of Portland, Maine, and Cincinnati, Ohio, certainly tragedy is certainly not new to me. But this, I think I talked to my colleagues across this country, and they will tell you, none of us have ever dealt with this kind of enemy. In fact, an enemy who's attacked those on the front line. Very different kind of fight.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And you are in a business where you face down all kinds of danger, but it's a reminder to us of what we are dealing with. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.